श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। जयति हरिरचिन्त्यः सर्वदेवैकवन्द्यः परमगुरुरभीष्टावाप्तितः सज्जनानां निखिलगुणगणार्णो नित्यनिर्मुक्तदोषः सरसिजनयनोऽसौ श्रीपतिर्मानदो नः। आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे। जलज्येष्ठनिवाकारं जगदीशपदाश्रयं जगतीतलविख्यातं जगन्नाथगुरुं भजे। सत्याभिज्ञकराब्जोत्थान् 50 वर्षपूर्वकान् सत्यप्रमोदतीर्थार्यान् नौमि न्यायसुधारतान्।
ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಮಧುವಿದ್ದಂತೆ, ಓದಿದರೆ ಸವಿರುಚಿ, ತಿಳಿಯಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸಿದರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಆಹಾರ. ತಿಳಿದಷ್ಟು ಹೃದಯ ಕಮಲ ಅರಳುತ್ತದೆ. ಚಿಂತನ ಮಂಥನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಭವರೋಗ ಹರ, ಮುಕ್ತಿಪ್ರದಾಯಕ. ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ದಾಸರ ಕೃತಿಗಳಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರವೇ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧವಾದದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದದ್ದು ಕೂಡ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ದಾಸರ ಪೂರ್ವಾಶ್ರಮದ ಹೆಸರು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸಾಚಾರ್ಯ. ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರವನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಇಳಿ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ 68ನೆಯ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ರಿಸ್ತ ಶಕ 1796ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಧಾರಗಳಿವೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ವ್ಯಾಸರಾಯರು ಅವರ ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನ ರಚಿಸಲು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ನೀಡಿದರು. ನಂತರ ಇದನ್ನ ಬರೆದರು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರತೀತಿ ಇದೆ. ಸರಳವಾದ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಲಲಿತವಾದ ಭಾಮಿನಿ ಷಟ್ಪದಿ ಛಂದಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ವೈತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಸಮಸ್ತ ತತ್ವಗಳನ್ನ ಕ್ರೋಢೀಕರಿಸಿ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳಿಂದ ಉಪಮಾನಗಳಿಂದ ಮನದಟ್ಟಾಗುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವ್ಯಮಯ ಶೈಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಗ್ರಂಥ ರಚನೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಗ್ರಂಥಕ್ಕೆ ಅನೇಕ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನಗಳು ರಚಿತವಾಗಿದ್ದು, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಪ್ಪಣಿ ಬರೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ಏಕೈಕ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗ್ರಂಥ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೆಗ್ಗಳಿಕೆ ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಗ್ರಂಥಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟು 32 ಸಂಧಿಗಳಿವೆ. ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಭಾಮಿನಿ ಷಟ್ಪದಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ 32ನೇ ಸಂಧಿಯಾಗಿ ಶ್ರೀಧ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ದಾಸರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಲಸ್ತುತಿಯನ್ನ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಒಟ್ಟು 1012 ಷಟ್ಪದಿಗಳು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಂಥಕ್ಕೆ ಅಣುಸುಧ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರಿದೆ. ಅಣು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು. ಈ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ ನ್ಯಾಯಸುಧ ಗ್ರಂಥದ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ರೂಪವೇ ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ. ಇದರ ಒಂದು ವೈಶಿಷ್ಟ್ಯ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಡಿ ಹೋಗಿರುವ ವಿಷಯಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ, ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಓದ್ತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಬೇರೆ 28 ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳು ಓದೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೊರಗೆ ಬೇಡ. ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಹೆಸರೇ ಇದು, ಹರಿಕಥೆಯ ಅಮೃತದ ಸಾರ. ಈ ಹರಿಕಥೆಯನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅಪಾರ ಕಡಲನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥದಾಸರು ಇದನ್ನ ಒದಗಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದ ಒಂದು ಮಹಾಭಾಗ್ಯ ಇದು. ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರಾದರೂ ಅವರು ಬರೆದಿರೋ ಕನ್ನಡ, ಅವರು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗ್ರಂಥಗಳನ್ನೇ. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಧ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಕ್ಕೊಂದು ವಿದ್ವತ್ಪೂರ್ಣ ಕೈಪಿಡಿ ಅಂತ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಎಚ್ ವಿ ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ರಾವ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತೀವಿ.
And before we start actually reading through some of the Harikathamrita Sara text, I would like to just touch back on the lineage of Sri Jagannath Dasaru. So as we all know, the Gandharvas who were the Paricharakas of Lord Brahma, called Shankukarna and his brother, they were cursed to be born on earth. So both Shankukarna became Prahlada and Sakhlada was his brother. Then later again they reappear in Mahabharata times too as Balika Maharaja, which was Prahlada again, and King Shalya. Shalya was Sakhlada. and then after a gap, they again reappear. But it's only in both these instances, the brothers appeared consecutively during the same timeline. But in Kali Yuga, there is a gap between when these reappeared. Vyasarajara ಬಂದ್ರು. ವ್ಯಾಸರಾಜರಿದ್ದಾಗ one of the biggest disciples of Vadaraja Tirthara was Sakhlada. And after Vyasaraja, Raghavendra Swami, when he came back as Raghavendra Tirtha, there was immediately you don't find his brother anywhere recorded. But after 400 years, Jagannath Dasa he came back as Jagannath Dasa, as Sakhlada. So throughout this Harikatha Amritasara, one concept which you cannot miss is most of these instances are related to Prahlada's time, or how the in most of the Bhakti movement, the benchmark for Bhakti is Prahlada. Bhakti ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದನಂತಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನೆ, that is the cornerstone. No one can attain the level of bhakti shown by as well as Prahlada. So you can see that Jagannath Dasaro has completely taken that essence of the bhakti of Prahlada towards Lord Vishnu, and he has concised, or he has distilled all those things into this fantastic Mahakavya called Harikathamritasara. And when you go through the semantics of a Mahakavya, one of the lakshanas of something to be called as a Mahakavya is to be in a specific format. And one of those format or alankaras is Bhamini Shatpadi. The reason why he chose Bhamini Shatpadi was not because it was exotic, but it gives a specific meaning and specific word alignment within what he wanted to convey in a very specific way. You can actually condense a lot of information into just these lines when it is written in Bhamini Shatpadi. So it is not an easy task to write in Bhamini Shatpadi, and you find very little of those. The other one which comes to my mind is some of the stanzas by Kanakadasa called Haribhakti Sara. He has also in many of the verses in Haribhakti Sara is also in Bhamini Shatpadi. So Harikathamritasara in every essence is a classical text about Madhva Siddhanta, primarily extolling the virtues of Lord Vishnu. Hari Sarvottama, Vayu we have come to, as being Madhvas, we have come to know that. But what exactly makes Hari Sarvottama? What exactly makes Vayu? All of these concepts have been beautifully captured in Harikathamritasara. One of the in Bhagavata there is a saying. When he titled this work, he said Harikatha Amritasara. So it could have been just Harikatha, and it would have been perfect. But he didn't stop there. He said Harikatha Amritasara. So Amrita is always, we all already know that it's the nectar which will give in a crude sense longevity, or but it also means moksha. Amrita is nothing but Paramatman Jate, to spend all the time in the presence of the Lord is moksha. And then why does this Sara come into place? What is the significance of Sara? So there are a lot of commentaries written on Harikathamritasara, and out of which Tamraparni Acharya, Jagannatha Dasa, and Padmanabha Dasa, they have clearly brought it out. In Bhagavata, when extolling what exactly is the essence of bhakti, it says that Madhuradapi tan madhuram madhuranathasya namayad geetam. So when we talk about anything, just talking about, we know what is a sweet, but you can enhance the sweetness of that. It's like adding cashews and whatever to the dessert as a topping to make it even more palatable. So Tamraparni Acharya writes beautifully, Atra Vishayo Harihi, the only person who is the hero of this Harikatha is Sri Hari. Atra Vishayo Harihi. Katha Prayo, Adra Katha Kathake ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಕಥಾ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಅಮೃತಮೇವ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಮೃತಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಸಾರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಸಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಯಾರು ಸೊ when we write about something the hero of the subject of the matter is he has to be the ultimate authority to which it is offered. So that is what Tamraparni Acharya wrote a single line about Harikatha Sara. And as I said earlier, as we go through this, it's unmistakable how much of Prahlad Raja's Charitre is embedded into most of these lines within Harikatha Sara.
ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಮಧುರ ಮಧುರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ದಾಸರು ಬರೆದಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಹರಿನಾಮ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಧುರ ಅನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ದದಿ ಮಧು ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷ ಸುಧರಸಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ಮಧುರವು ಮಧುರ ನಾಥನ ನಾಮ. ಅದು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬಂತು. ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ 32 ಸಂಧಿಗಳನ್ನಂತೂ ನಾವು 1 ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದೊಂದು ಪರಿಚಯ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಧಿಗಳಿಂದ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಅಥವಾ 2 ಮಾತ್ರ ತಗೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಇದರ ಮೊದಲನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮಂಗಳಾಚರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಗುರುಗಳ ಕರುಣದಿಂದ ಪನಿತು ಪೇಳುವೆ, ಪರಮ ಭಗವದ್ಭಕ್ತರಿದನಾದರದಿ ಕೇಳುವುದು, ಆದರದಿ ಕೇಳುವುದು. ಶ್ರೀರಮಣಿ ಕರಕಮಲ ಪೂಜಿತ ಚಾರು ಚರಣ ಸರೋಜ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಮೀರ ವಾಣಿ ಫಣೀಂದ್ರ ವೀಂದ್ರ ಭವೇಂದ್ರ ಮುಖ ವಿನುತ, ನೀರಜ ಭವಾಂಡೋದಯ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಕಾರಣನೆ ಕೈವಲ್ಯದಾಯಕ, ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆ ನಮಿಪೆ ಕರುಣಿಪುದು ಯಮಗೆ ಮಂಗಳವ. ಇದೇ ಮಂಗಳಾಚರಣದ ಕೊನೆಯ ಶ್ಲೋಕ, ಪರಿಮಳವು ಸುಮನದೊಳಗೆ ಅನಲನು ಅರಣಿಯೊಳಗಿಪ್ಪಂತೆ, ದಾಮೋದರನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾದಿಗಳ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿ ತೋರದಲೆ, ಇರುತಿಹ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ ವಿಠಲನ ಕರುಣ ಪಡೆವ ಮುಮುಕ್ಷು ಜೀವರು, ಪರಮ ಭಾಗವತರನ್ನು ಕೊಂಡಾಡುವುದು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನವು.
So the wordplay here is you can see the wordplay here. Shri Ramani Karakamala Pujita. So normally when we say we always refer to the feet of Lord Sri Hari as the lotus feet, and then when Ramadevi or Lakshmi Devi is tending to Lord Vishnu, she also has her palms open, just like a leaf of lotus. So Sri Ramani Karakamala Pujita. So his feet is already a lotus feet, and using lotus mudra, she is worshipping Lord Sri Hari. And then Brahma, and you should also notice the Taratamya. One of the key tenets of Madhva philosophy is the hierarchical standards between Lord Vishnu and everybody else who comes after him. So you can see how clearly the order of Taratamya is here. Charu Charana Saroja till Charu Charana Saroja, it is Lakshmi Devi. Then Brahma, Samira is Vayudevaru. Vani, we have to take both Saraswati and Bharati Devi as Vani, because Saraswati Devi is Brahma's wife and Bharati Devi is Vayudeva's wife. So both of them get clubbed into one as Vani. Then Phanindra, Shesh Devru. Veendra is Garuda. Bhavendra, our king of the gods, which is Indra, and all of them, what are they extolling about is Niraja Bhavando Yasthiti Karane. So he is the entire controller of the entire universe. So in Madhva, you can relate this back to Madhvacharya's Dvaja Stotra. In one of the stotras, we know, we usually recite that Yasya Apanga Lavamatra Urjita Sa. So Lakshmi Devi is at a such high position that it is not, she just need not think the the last eyelash of her left side eye, if she were to just shake it, then she would be able to easily create thousands of pralaya in this world. But not that she has the power, but she doesn't do that. We have not seen that she does that, because she has no command from Srihari to do that. But we know that Madhvacharya says Yasya Apanga Lavamatra Urjitasa, and that Yat Kataksha Balavati. The reason why she is so powerful is because she is Ajitam Namami. She Yat Kataksha, from whose grace she got all this power, is Ajitam Namami. We will always pray to Lord Vishnu, who has given that to Lord Lakshmi. And then uh, the other thing which is very clearly evident here is Jagannath Dasaru says that the only way to this is through a guru. The first thing we have to do to attain the correct path of learning is to identify a guru. We need a guru. I mean, we can study, we can Google, we have our documents. I mean, nothing prevents that. But our first step should be to identify a guru, learn from him. Shravana, we should listen to what our guru has said. Then we have to do the manana, then nididhyasana. So all of these are purakas for our path towards moksha sadhana. So, in Vaisthiti we say, Mukunda Bhakte Guru Bhakti Jai Satam Prasakte Nirantaraye. So again, the importance of guru comes there. Uh, sometimes we say that the humbleness is like Rajaseva Koriva, and there is a commentary on it. That means we all, when in general in a human life, it's a give and take relationship. When I join a company expects me to work, and I expect something back from my company because I've been doing their work. So it's a anyonya sambandha. So he expects something and I give him back something. But after a while, what happens is you become so accustomed to this arrangement that when you go to work, you don't think about what you're going to get. So just like Raja Sevakariva, the meaning of that is when a Raja employs somebody for his to be at his palace or to be with him, after the initial expectation is over, the that person just does the Raja Seva as he is supposed to do. He has that built into his mind. So in the same way, Shravanam, Mananam Chaiva, Dhyanam Bhakti Tathaiva Cha, Sadhanam Janma Sampattau Pradhanam Nanya Adishkrita. In the Bhashya, it clearly says these are the orders in which you have to do that. Next.
ಈಗ ಎರಡನೇ ಸಂಧಿ, ಇದು ಕರುಣಾ ಸಂಧಿ. ಈ ಕರುಣಾ ಸಂಧಿ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇವರ ಕರುಣೆಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಹರಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಅನುಭವ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭೂಷಣರು ಹಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಈ ಒಂದು ಚರಣ ಹಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಮಲಗಿ ಪರಮಾದರದಿ ಪಾಡಲು ಕುಳಿತು ಕೇಳುವ, ಕುಳಿತು ಪಾಡಲು ನಿಲುವ, ನಿಂತರೆ ನಲಿವ, ನಲಿದರೆ ಒಲಿವೆ ನಿಮಗೆಂಬ, ಸುಲಭನೋ ಹರಿ ತನ್ನವರನು ಅರಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಗಲನು. ರಮಾಧವನ ಒಲಿಸಲು ಅರಿಯದೆ ಪಾಮರರು ಬಳಲುವರು ಭವದೊಳಗೆ. ಜನನಿಯನು ಕಾಣದಿಹ ಬಾಲಕ ನೆನೆದು ಹಲುಬುತಿರೆ. ಕತ್ತಲೆ ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಅಡಗಿದ್ದು ಅವನ ನೋಡುತ್ತ ನಗುತ್ತ ಹರುಷದಲ್ಲಿ. ತನಯನಂ ಬಿಗಿದಪ್ಪಿ ರಂಭಿಸಿ ಕನಲಿಕೆಯ ಕಳೆವಂತೆ ಮಧುಸೂದನನು ತನ್ನವರಿದ್ದೆಡೆಗೆ ಬಂದೊದಗಿ ಸಲಹುವನು.
So here again the bhakti or the way Prahalada used to pray to Lord Vishnu is evident here. He thought of Sri Hari in every possible time. Maybe he was sitting on the lap of his mother. Maybe he was at school. Maybe he was walking towards school. Maybe he was walking back towards the school. Always, one thing Prahalada never failed to do was Harinama Chintane. Everywhere he went, that is what he did. So if we take the example listed in the Bhagavata 7th canto, so it says of Prahalada, Asinaha Paryatan. So whatever he did, wherever he went, he used to always chant about Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari. And again, if you go to Naradiya Purana, it says, Shayane Harichintayate Varaha, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya, Mukta Bandaha Param Raje. Again, we also see that Krishna himself says in Gita, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, Ejana Paripasate, Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam. So here, the key is Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. I mean, we all think about so many things if we have, but Ananyas, what for Hari, just thinking about him is not enough. It has to be absolute. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, because there has to be no other things which would be adulterating our thought when we think about Hari Vayu Guru. It has to be Ananyas Chintayanto. It is Paramatma's way or no other way. There is no deviation from that route. So if both of these in the verse or the stanzas we read above, what it states without any doubt is unadulterated bhakti towards Lord Vishnu. It is at every step of the way, just like Prahalada. We know there is no way we can reach the level of bhakti of Prahalada. It's impossible. However, we can try to follow as much as possible. We may be playing something. We may be working on something. We may be, doing anything in our daily lives, which is as a regular thing. But then whenever you have that microsecond of time, think about Hari. That itself will take you. So even in Ramayana, while everything was being written, finally in Ramayana's one of the commentaries, it says that in Kali Yuga, there may not be any opportunity to sit for some time and then do rituals. At that time, at least the minimum thing you can do is Rama. There is no one, I cannot take an excuse saying that I am so busy that I don't have time to even say Rama, because that Rama Shabda, not only, just saying that Shabda Rama, it kind of gives you some sort of peace and ethereal understanding about how clean, how pure is Lord Vishnu, and how pure should be our bhakti towards him.
ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿ ಸಂಧಿ. ಪುರುಷರೂಪತ್ರಯ ಪುರಾತನ ಪುರುಷೋತ್ತಮ ಕ್ಷರಾಕ್ಷರ ಪುರುಷ ಪೂಜಿತ ಪಾದ ಪೂರ್ಣಾನಂದ ಜ್ಞಾನಮಯ ಪುರುಷ ಸೂಕ್ತ ಸುಮೇಯ ತತ್ತತ್ ಪುರುಷ ಹೃತ್ ಪುಷ್ಕರ ನಿಲಯ ಮಹಾ ಪುರುಷ ಜಾಂಡಾಂತರದಿ ಬಹಿರದಿ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತ ನಿರ್ಲಿಪ್ತ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದರೆಲ್ಲಿ, ನೋಡಿದರೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಬೇಡಿದರೆಲ್ಲಿ, ನೀಡಿದರೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಓಡಿದರೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಡಿದರೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತಿಹನು. ಬಲ್ಲಿದರಿಗತಿ ಬಲ್ಲಿದನು, ಸರಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗಾವಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲು. ಕುಲ್ಲ ಮಾನವರೊಲ್ಲ, ಅಪ್ರತಿಮಲ್ಲ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ.
So it is very evident from the first one that the entire Purusha Sukta has been encompassed in the first 4 lines. And again, you cannot miss the life of Prahalada here too. So as I said, all of Harikathamrita, the reason why Jagannatha Dasaru is emphasizing the lifestyle of Prahalada is because the bhakti which Prahalada was nishkalanka and nischalita. He never walked away, or he never even sidestepped as far as the bhakti towards Sri Hari was concerned. So in Purusha Sukta, Eko Narayano Asan, na Brahma, na cha Shankara. So it's when the universe was being formed, there was only Vishnu, and he is the only one who can absolve us of all our wrongdoings or misdeeds. Our way to moksha is only from Vishnu. Nobody else can do us, because everybody else is doing the same. Everybody wants moksha, and even for everyone, the path to moksha is only bhakti towards Vishnu. In Vishnu Tattva Vinirnaya, it says, Lakshmi Akshara Dehatvat Akshara Patro Harihi. Every single word, yesterday, the day before yesterday, when we were listening to Sundar Madakshara, he was, he had a slide which said every syllable, every alphabet in this world, everything always refers to Lord Vishnu. That is exactly what is also said in this Vishnu Tattva Vinirnaya. Then we have the Shruti, Antar Bahicha Satsarvam Vyapya Narayana Sthitaha. It can maybe inside, it may be outside, it may be in the sky, anywhere you go. Antar Bahicha Tatsarvam. Everywhere you go, only Narayana is Vyapya. He is there everywhere. You cannot, there is not a place in this universe which is where Narayana or Vishnu is not there. So our bhakti towards Narayana, and it makes it easy for us, because all we have to realize is it doesn't matter what direction we sit and pray. It doesn't matter what things we are doing, we have to pray. So we may be sleeping, we may be playing, we may be doing anything in this material world, but always in the back of the mind, have Vishnu in your heart, and that is the path towards mukti. And that is the kind of bhakti you need to have to go ahead. And all of this, there are a lot of gurus in this world, right? Right from long time, but the buck stops with Madhvacharya. If you see, there has been no other religion per se after Madhvacharya. All other religions came and went, but the religion stopped at Madhvacharya. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮತಗಳು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಮಧ್ವಮತನೇ. ಮಧ್ವಮತ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಮತಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ these demigods or godmen or whatever, but they never propounded a theory. They never were able to convince people that their way is the correct way. ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಧ್ವರು ಮಧ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಬರೆದು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ, you don't see anybody else who have come forward to lay their own way of thinking, or I should say Vedic way of thinking, to say, okay, this is a new religion, and which came after Madhvacharya's Madhvamata ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದರಲ್ಲಿ, ನೋಡಿದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹರಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸರ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ದೇವ್ರ ನಾಮನೇ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರಲ್ಲಿ ತಾನಿಲ್ಲದಿಲ್ಲವೆಂದು ಬಲ್ಲ ಜಾಣರೆ ಪಿಳ್ಳಂಗೋವಿಯ ಚೆಲ್ವ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ. ಈ ಜಗನ್ನಾಥದಾಸರು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತು ಇದೊಂದು. ಈಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸಂಧಿ ಭೋಜನ ರಸ ವಿಭಾಗ ಸಂಧಿ. ವಾಸುದೇವನು ಒಳ ಹೊರಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡುವ ನಭಸ್ಥನಾಗಿ ರಮಾ ಸಮೇತ ವಿಹಾರ ಮಾಳ್ಪನು ಪಂಚರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಸರೋರುಹ ಸಂಭವಾಭವ ವಾಸವಾದ್ಯಮರಾದಿ ಚೇತನ ರಾಶಿಯೊಳಗಿಹನೆಂದು ಅರಿತವನವನೇ ಕೋವಿದನು.
So the for whatever we consume, it may be water or milk or our daily food, that the antaryami we have to always have in our heart while feeding ourselves is Vasudeva. When we do a puja, Vishnu is the ultimate, but there are a lot of Bhagavad Rupas we need to instill in ourselves and try to understand which Bhagavad Rupa I need to concentrate on during while eating. So Vasudeva is our Annadata. So all of us are we always even people who are not of any philosophical thing, they, after having a very good meal, they will say, Annadata Sukhi Bhava. So the concept is lost there when people just say Annadata Sukhi Bhava. It doesn't mean Annadata Sukhi Bhava in a literal sense would mean, oh, the person who has fed me, you be happy. No, it doesn't mean that. Annadata Sukhi Bhava means it's not Annadata Vasudeva Bhava Sukhi. What it means is it should not be taken in a direct sense. You should not make a literal translation of Annadata Sukhi Bhava. Annadata, I can be an Annadata only if Lord Vishnu gives me the strength and wealth or whatever it is to feed somebody else. A lot of times we may not even have enough to feed ourselves. So Annadata Sukhi Bhava should not be read literally. It should always be Annadata Bhava Sukhi. Annadata Vasudeva Bhava Ninu Sukhi. You are always always Sukhi. You don't have any impurities at all. Same thing is also Madhvacharya says in Dvaja Stotra, Vasudeva Parimeya Sudhaman Shuddha Shuddhodita Sundarikanta. So, whenever Nevedya is being done to the Lord, we always recite several of these Dvaja Stotras, and especially those which extol the virtues of Vasudeva Namaka Paramatma is related to food. So this is what Madhvacharya is also saying. Vasudeva Parimeya Sudham. How is my Vasudeva? He's Shuddha. He is absolutely pure. There is not a speck on himself for us to say that, oh, okay, you have something here. No, he's absolute. He's absolutely Shuddha, white as white.
ಮುಂದಿನ ಸಂಧಿ ವಿಭೂತಿ ಸಂಧಿ. ಕರ್ಣ ನಿಯಾಮಕನು ತಾನುಪಕರಣದೊಳಗೆ 52,014 ಶತರೂಪಂಗಳನ್ನೇ ಧರಿಸಿ ಇರುತಿಹನು ತದ್ರೂಪ ನಾಮಗಳರಿತು ಪೂಜಿಸುತಿಹರ ಪೂಜೆಯ ನಿರುತ ಕೈಗೊಂಬನು ತೃಷಾರ್ತನು ಜಲವ ಕೊಂಬಂತೆ.
So here in the Vibhuti Sandhi, again, so we coming back to Jagannatha Acharya continues to tell us about what kind of Paramatman Rupa we have to do it. And then Paramatmanalli Vibhuti Rupa Yavriti, what Vibhutis we got to. Vibhuti Rupa is nothing but an extension of Lord Vishnu. So here, when we do a puja, we have we should have ichha, that is our motivation to do it. We need a catalyst, and then we need the prakriya, or the same thing called as upakarana. In this upakarana is myself, and the actions of what I do in the puja. So this upakarana is how you should do Upakaranas is how many rupas are you work together for you to be able to do Vishnu Puja. So if you take here, he says, ಕರಣದೊಳಗೆ 52,14 ಅಧಿಕ ಶತರೂಪಗಳು. That means 52,114 rupas in total. So for a normal earthly human being of our low Taratamya, it is not possible, right? But we need to understand what are the Upakaranas. So if you take the word Upakarana, and if you take the numbers of them, like U is A, I, E, U, that is the fourth character. Pa is Papa, Baba, Ma, the first character. Then Ka, Kaka, Gana is first character. And then Na is Na is the fifth character. So if you see, that will line up to 41125, right? Then, but if you read it back, it is 52114. So you can see we have to have a clear understanding of all of the Bhagavad Rupas, which go into uh, when you do a puja, or when you do it may be a namaskara. Every time you think about him, you have to you have to be aware that there are many rupas we are supposed to worship Lord Vishnu. It's just like a very thirsty person goes and grabs a glass of water, right? So on in his mind, he's thinking about three things. One, he's thirsty. The other one is his water, and he knows that water is what will rid him of his thirst. But then he cannot just take the water. He needs a container for that water. So all of these upakaranas, each one, these are very stula meanings. I'm trying to be too literal, but the whole point of this is Mahavishnu has we already said that everything is Paramatma, but still Paramatmana ರೂಪಗಳು ಅನಂತ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ರೂಪಗಳು ನಮಗೆ we need them for the worshiping. We need to take the clear path towards bhakti. We need to know most of these Bhagavad Rupas.
ಮುಂದೆ ಪಂಚಮಹಾ ಯಜ್ಞ ಸಂಧಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನೆಲದೊಳಿಪ್ಪನು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ರೂಪದಿ, ಜಲದೊಳಿಪ್ಪನು ಹರಿ ಎನಿಸಿ, ಶಿಖಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಇಪ್ಪನು ಪರಶುರಾಮನುಪೇಂದ್ರನೆಂದೆನಿಸಿ, ಎಲರೊಳಿಪ್ಪ ಜನಾರ್ದನನು ಬಾಂದೊಳದೊಳಚ್ಯುತ ಗಂಧ ನರಹರಿ, ಕೊಳೆವದೋಕ್ಷಜ ರಸಗಳೊಳು ರಸರೂಪ ತಾನಾಗಿ. ಸರ್ವಪ್ರತೀಕ ಸಂಧಿ 10ನೇದಿದು. ಆವ ಪರಬೊಮ್ಮನತಿ ವಿಮಲಾಂಗಾವ ಬದ್ಧರು ಎಂದೆನಿಪ, ರಾಜೀವ ಭವ ಮೊದಲಾದ ರಮರರನು ದಿನದಿ ಹರಿಪದವ, ಸೇವಿಪರಿಗನುಕೂಲರಲ್ಲದೆ ತಾವು ಇವರನ್ನ ಕೆಡಿಸಬಲ್ಲರೆ, ಶ್ರೀವಿಲಾಸಾಸ್ಪದನ ದಾಸರಿಗುಂಟೆ ಅಪಜಯವು. ಶ್ರೀಧನಂಗ್ರಿ ಸರೋಜಯುಗಳೇಕಾದಶಸ್ಥಾನಾತ್ಮದೊಳಗಿಟ್ಟಾದರದಿ ಸಂತುತಿಸುವವರಿಗೆ ಈ ನವಗ್ರಹವು. ಆದಿತೇಯರು ಸಂತತಾದಿವ್ಯಾಧಿಗಳ ಪರಿಹರಿಸುತ್ತ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕಾದುಕೊಂಡಿಹರೆಲ್ಲರೊಂದಾಗಿ ಈಶನಾಜ್ಞೆಯಲ್ಲಿ.
So in the first one, Ava Parabhamma Nati Vimala. So even Lord Brahma is bound by his duties towards Lord Vishnu. In Bhagavata Tatparya, it's there, right? Tesham dukkadikam kinchit asaravesto bhave. So there is the question comes here is, if all we do, we pray to the Lord in so much bhakti, then there is a concept that then why do we suffer? We always say that I did so much of prayer, but nothing happened to me. But that doesn't mean that we should stop stop doing it. In one of the commentaries on Mahabharata, uh, the commentary is this way. So Pandavas, till such time Mahayuddha happened, they always were in some sort of suffering. They went for 14 years. They were in a place which was set on fire. So they were always on the wrong side. So, but all of the time, Lord Krishna was there with them. Then, if Lord Krishna, who is the you know, uh, who is the epitome of everything, who is Lord Vishnu, then why did they have to suffer? What it means in general terms is, if you take away the the devatas out of the equation and take real life, what it means is, they, they, when we are trying to go towards the path of bhakti, towards the Lord, we come across a lot of hurdles. Each of these hurdle, what we have to think is, every time I fall down, hurt myself, and cry out in pain, that means some part of my bad being inside my soul is getting punished by the Lord. And and we have to take it that way, to make sure that we do not divulge away from the path of bhakti. So there when we are praying to the Lord, the expectation is not getting something immediately in return. We are thinking about a long-term planning. It's like long-term investment. You don't get returns every day. You don't short the stock with the bhakti. It's always a long-term undertaking. When we do Paramat, when we want to go towards mukti, and the only way we can achieve that is through long-term, patient bhakti and unadulterated bhakti.
ಅಡಿ ಪ್ರಕರಣ.
Right. So in one of the, if you were to look at the astrological text, it says Dwadashashtama Janmastha Shani Angarako Guruhu Kuruvanti Prana Sandeham Sthanam Prashtam Dhanakshaya. Right. So this is, so if you go to for the astrologically minded people who depend everything per astrological text, the moment they say that, okay, Shani is in your 12th house, so you are going to have sthana nasha, or Angarka is in your 12th house, so you lose a lot of money. So these are astrological texts, but what does it mean for people who are completely dependent on Vishnu Bhakti? This means that all of Shani, Angaraka, Guru, all these grahas are nothing but servants of Lord Vishnu. They will not do any bad things. They don't need to do any bad things for people who follow Vishnu with complete bhakti. They can only do good to them, because there is a commandment from Lord Vishnu that leave my bhaktas alone. Do whatever you want to people who are either acting like they are worshipping me, but people who are truly my followers, just leave them alone. So what does leave them alone mean? That means whatever is the bad one, which Ashtama Shani, or all this Shani Kata, Shani Dosha, or Graha Dosha, whatever doshas, because of planetary movements happen, they don't actually give us bad results, because we are on the path of bhakti towards Vishnu. And because we are uh, uh, on the path of Vishnu, they all take a back seat, and they can only give us good stuff. So, there is a very popular Devarnama too, right?
ಸಕಲ ಗ್ರಹ ಬಲ ನೀನೆ, ಸರಸಿಜಾಕ್ಷ,
So,
ರವಿಚಂದ್ರ ಬುಧ ನೀನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ನೀನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ
so
ಗ್ರಹಗಳಿಗೆ.
when Purandarasa says Sakala Graha Balanine Sarasijaksha, that means all planetary motions. It doesn't matter whether they are in the 9th house or 8th house or 12th house. But again, at the same in the same vein, it doesn't mean that astrological texts are wrong. Astrological texts are a guidance of, because of this planetary movement, uh, you may come into this hardship. So what should I do? go back to the Lord and pray to Lord Vishnu to say that I have probably a Shani affliction, so please uh, take me away from this affliction and make sure that Lord Shani doesn't affect me in a way that I cannot do your puja. But if you were to go to a path saying that, okay, from today, my Shani Dasha starts, so all I'm going to do is light a lamp in front of Devru and all my worries will be gone. It may work, it may not work. The odds of them not working will be more because we are going there with 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 a condition. I'm going to do this, so you give this back to me. It doesn't work that way. Bhakti is always towards. They don't say bhakti come to me. It's bhakti is always towards someone. It is always, it has to be directed towards a person opposite to you. And in this case, it has always to be Harivaya Guruguru.
ಸ್ಮರಣ ಕೊಡು. ಟೈಮ್
No,
ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
no, 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 it's fine.
ನಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಕರಣ ಸಂಧಿ. ಬೃಹತಿ ನಾಮಕ ವಾಸುದೇವನು ವಹಿಸಿ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಪುರುಷಗಳ ದೋಷವಿರಹಿತ 72,000 ನಾಡಿಗಳೊಳಗಿದ್ದು ದ್ರುಹಿಣ ಮೊದಲಾದ ಅಮರಗಣ ಸನ್ಮಹಿತ ಸರ್ವ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಮಹಾಮಹಿಮ ಸಂತೈಸುವನು ಸಂತತ ಪರಮ ಕರುಣಾಳು.
In all of these, so just like Vasudeva is controls, is the rupa for our food, he's also one of the main controllers of our nerve system in our body. So Brihati Chandra says Vasudeva Paramatma is controls 72,000 nerve endings in a human body. So in a human body can be split into two parts. One is a male and the other is female. So we have 36,000 male and 36,000 female nerve endings in our body. And each of these are controlled by everything like Vasudeva Paramatma. Vasudeva Rupi Paramatma is the one who controls all this. So this is what we need. We all have heard, right? It's a common saying that your body is a temple, and that is not an overstatement. It is because Devru in Nana Rupagalu, he stays in our body. Each part of our body is an extension of Paramatma. So we have to protect it, and we have to understand that every being of myself is Vasudeva Rupi Paramatma doing that.
ನಾಮಸ್ಮರಣ ಸಂಧಿ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಡಿಸುವಾಗ ಮಡದಿಯೋಳು ಅಕ್ಕರದಿ ನಲಿವಾಗ ಹಯ ಪಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿ ಗಜ ಮೊದಲಾದ ವಾಹನಗಳೇರಿ ಮೆರೆವಾಗ ಬಿಕ್ಕುವಾಗ ಆಕಳಿಸುತ್ತಲಿ ದೇವಕ್ಕಿ ತನಯನ ನೆನೆಯುತಿಹ ನರ ಸಿಕ್ಕನು ಯಮದೂತರಿಗೆ ಆವಾವಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು.
So the interesting thing about this is if you take the case of Garuda Purana, Putradinam Chumbane Chaiva Kale Savenu Hastam Smaret Krishnameva. And when in Garuda Purana also it says, so you can see that how much of Puranas have been brought into this small text. Asina Samvishan Tishtan Bhujannaha Paryatan Piban Chintayo Rishikesham Apashyan Tanmayam Jagat, which is from the 10th canto of Bhagavata. So everywhere you see what they are trying to convey is bhakti has no is not restricted by a place or time. It's all in our in mind. Every single time in your day, you have to have somewhere in the back of your mind the thought about Vishnu, Paramatmana Bhagge. You should always have some kind of thought. Never forget Lord Vishnu is there somewhere here, and he's always protected. It should always be on our path of our mind. We keep thinking about Shri Harivaya Guruguru all the time.
ಶ್ವಾಸ ಸಂಧಿ. ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮಹತ್ವಪೂರ್ಣ ಸಂಧಿ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಕೊನೆಯುಸಿರು ಎಳೆಯುವಾಗ ಈ ಶ್ವಾಸ ಸಂಧಿಯನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಒಂದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸೋ ಒಂದು ರೂಢಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಭಾರತೀಶನು ಗಳಿಗೆಯೊಳು 360 ಸಿರು ಜಪಗಳ ತಾ ರಚಿಸುವನು ಸರ್ವ ಜೀವರೊಳಿದ್ದು ಬೇಸರದೆ ಕಾರುಣಿಕನವರವರ ಸಾಧನ ಪೂರೈಸಿ ಭೂಸ್ವರ್ಗ ನರಕವ ಸೇರಿಸುವ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ ಸಕಲೇಷ್ಟಪ್ರದಾಯಕನು.
In Yatipranamakalpa, Madhvacharya says who has to do Gayatri and who has to do Hamsa Mantra. The importance of Hamsa Mantra is very clearly brought out here. So Pranadevaru, when he sits inside our heart, and for every 24 minutes or one galige, he counts, he hamsa om hamsa soham swaha om. So he does this about 360 swashajapas every 24 minutes. So if you do the math, that's about 21,600 a day, or about 334k a week, or 650k a month. So this is the complete direction from Vishnu to, this is the duty of Vayudevara, to recite Hamsanamaka Paramatma's japa every time. It doesn't matter who it is. It may be a Vishnu Bhakta, or it may be a not a Vishnu Bhakta, it doesn't matter. As long as he's a Jiva, Vayudevara sits in his heart and recites Hamsa Mantra that many number of times. So what exactly does it mean is, we have to be grateful to Vayudevara for keeping us alive by his reciting Hamsa Mantra for Lord Vishnu. And we have to pray to both Hari and Vayu here, so that they continue to give us strength and energy to continue our path of bhakti. Because the day Vayudevara stops his Hamsa Mantra, done, we are gone, we are not there. So we have to keep this in mind, that Ellivargo, as long as Vayudevara is reside within our heart and he is doing the Hamsa Mantra, it is our duty to return back the favor towards bhakti to. And Pranadevaru, Vayudevara doesn't want us to pray to him, because he's already praying to Vishnu. The path of bhakti for us is from Guruguru, from Vayudevara towards Lord Vishnu. So this is the route we have to take, and this should always be in our back of our mind.
ದತ್ತ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಸಂಧಿ. ಮಾಣಿಕವ ಕೊಂಡಂಗಡಿಯೊಳ ಅಜಿವಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಪುರುಷನ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡುವ ತೆರದಿ ದೈತ್ಯರು ನಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಳ್ಪ ದಾನ ಯಜ್ಞಾದಿಗಳ ಫಲ ಯಜಮಾನ ತಾನಪಹರಿಸಿ ಅಸಮೀಚೀನ ಸುಖಗಳ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಸುರರ ಮತ್ತರನು ಮಾಳ್ಪ.
I think we're running out of time, but I'll quickly say one thing about Datta Swatantra Sandhi. So if everything is controlled by God, if everything is predetermined, if everything is already set in stone, then what is the point of doing all this? That is the question which arises. And one of the best concepts to understand about the workings of God is through a mother. When a mother is with her child, or when she is expecting, from day one, when she knows that she is going to become a mother, she has plans for that child. Every day she thinks about it. Every day she thinks about what that my child is going to do. So when the child is born after a 9-month-long wait, she has already made plans for him. She lets the child take baby steps. She lets him fall. She picks him up, and then after a while, she just lets the child do what it should do. She guides. She's in the back looking at what her child does, but she doesn't stop the child from getting up and falling, because she knows that he has to learn. The same concept, the concept of motherly love and Paramatma's love towards jivas is unmistakable. There is a lot of reasons why mother and God are held so close to the heart, because Devru has the Satya Sankalpo Eko Varenyo Vasi. It is done. He is Satya Sankalpa. Once he need not alter any of his Sankalpa. Once it's done, it is done. It's set in stone. However, he gives us that freedom to make sure that we spend all our energy into bhakti, trying to understand why God has given me this life, why He has given me uh, the ability to understand, approach, and study about the greatness of Lord Vishnu. And I go to a guru, listen to what Guru says, come back home, make my research, and go back to my duty of bhakti towards Lord Vishnu. This is exactly what it means by Datta Swatantra. Swatantra is independence. Datta means this is what is given to us by Devru, so that we can continue to work towards our bhakti towards the Lord. We can skip something.
ಸಕಲ ದುರಿತ ಕೊನೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಇದು ಹೆಸರೇ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಸಕಲ ದುರಿತ ನಿವಾರಣ ಸಂಧಿ. ಈ ಸಂಧಿಯನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಪಾರಾಯಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ದುರಿತಗಳಿವೋ, ಸಕಲ ದುರಿತ, ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ತಾಪತ್ರಯಗಳನ್ನ ನಿವಾರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಸಂಧಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿನಾಮದ ಮಹಿಮೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅದ್ರ ಫಲ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಗಳ ನೆವದಿಂದಲಾಗಲಿ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೋಸುಗವಾದಡಾಗಲಿ, ಕೆಟ್ಟ ರೋಗ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಲಿ, ಅಣಕದಿಂದೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಟ್ಟುಸಿರಿ ಬಾಯ್ದೆರೆದು ಹರಿ ವಿಠಲ ಸಲಹೆಂದೆನಲು, ಕೈಗೊಟ್ಟು ಕಾವ ಕೃಪಾಳು ಸಂತತ ತನ್ನ ಬಕುತರನು.
So, you would have heard your grandfather, somebody elder in the family, when you fall down and say, "Ayyo, Amma," probably they would have chided you, saying, "Krishna anbarda, Rama anbarda." So that means what the point here is, it's not that they're trying to downplay your pain of having to fall. It is just that by invoking the name of Vishnu, your hardship is going to, it can only come down. So that is again and again repetitively what is being extolled in Harikatamrita Sara is bhakti towards Vishnu alone.
ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಂಧಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಚರಣ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ಷರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಅಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅದರ ಫಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕೇ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಫಲಸ್ತುತಿ ಸಂಧಿಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣ ತಾನು ಗೆಜ್ಜೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡ್ತಾನಂತೆ. ಅದು ಈ ಫಲಸ್ತುತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಒತ್ತಿ ಬಹ ವಿಘ್ನಗಳ ತಡೆದ ಅಪಮೃತ್ಯುವಿಗೆ ಮರೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಾಲನ ಮೃತ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಭೀಕರವ ಪುಟ್ಟಿಸಿ, ಸಕಲ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಗಳ ಒತ್ತಿಗೊಳಿಸಿ ವನರು ಹೇಕ್ಷಣ ನೃತ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವ ನವನ ಮನೆಯೊಳು, ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಂಗಳ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಪಠಿಸುವವರ. ಕುರುಡ ಕಂಗಳ ಪಡೆವ ಬದರನಿಗೆರಡು ಕಿವಿ ಕೇಳ್ಪುವು, ಬೆಳೆಯದ ಮುರುಡ ಮದನಾಕೃತಿಯ ತಾಳ್ಪನು ಕೇಳ್ದ ಮಾತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬರಡು ಹೈನಾಗುವುದು ಕೇಳ್ದರೆ ಕೊರಡು ಪಲ್ಲವಿಸುವುದು, ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಜೀವನ ಅಮರತರಂಗಿಣಿಯ ನೈದಿದರು ಫಲವೇನು. ಎಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಇರಲಿ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಅನಾರೋಗ್ಯಗಳಿರಲಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ಶ್ರವಣದಿಂದ ಅದರ ಫಲವಿದೆ. ಸತಿಯರಿಗೆ ಪತಿ ಬಕುತಿ.
So when one of the incidents which happened during when Jagannatha Dasara was writing Harikathamrita Sara was, every day Lord Ganesha used to come in his dream and sit through through his thought process. So the story goes is, every day Ganesha used to come in his dream because he thought, okay, next chapter he's going to write about me, next chapter he's going to write about. And when he came to the 21st chapter, he thought, Ganesha, thought, okay, this is it. 21 is my number, so he's going to write. So, but 21st was not about Vigneshwara. It was not about Lord Ganesha. So he continued. But when he approached the 25th chapter, he just simply could not write. There were some sort of Vigna coming to Dasarayaru. He just could not complete it. So in the 28th canto, he wrote exclusively about Vigneshwara. So for most of for whenever you start work or whenever you intend to do anything new, just try to recite one or two stanzas from Vigneshwara Stotra Sandhi, because the worshipping of Lord Ganesha is Krishna has even said in Gita, Yasmin Pujete, he tells Dharmaraja is worried. If I fight, do you think I will get Hastinavati back? So Krishna says, Yasmin Pujete Rajan, Dhruvam Rajyan Avatsyati. So he says that have no doubt, Ganeshan Puja Mad Hordu, all vignas will disappear. So this was one of the interesting facts about Jagannath Dasra while he was writing Harikatamsara.
ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಸಮಯ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ಸಂಧಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಮುಂದೊಟ್ಟೋದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಗಣೇಶನ ಸ್ತುತಿ ಮಾಡೇ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಂಗಳ ಚರಿತ ಜಗದುತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಲಯ ನಿಯಮನ ಜ್ಞಾನತ್ರಯಪ್ರದ ಬಂಧ ಮೋಚಕ ಸುಮನ ಸಾಸುರರ ಚಿತ್ತವೃತ್ತಿಗಳಂತೆ ನಡೆವ ಪ್ರಮತ್ತನಲ್ಲ ಸುರುಗ್ನಾಪ್ತನೆ ನಿತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನೆದು ಸುಖಿಸುವ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಕರುಣಿಪುದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಲಸ್ತುತಿ ಸಂಧಿಗೆ ಬಂದೆ. ಸತಿಯರಿಗೆ ಪತಿಭಕುತಿ ಪತ್ನಿವ್ರತ ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ ಹರುಷ ನೆಲೆಗೊಂಡತಿ ಮನೋಹರವಾಗಿ ಗುರು ಹಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ಜಗದೊಳಗೆ ಸತತ ಮಂಗಳವೀವ ಬಹು ಸುಕೃತಿಗಳ ನೀವ ಸುಲಭದಿ ಸದ್ಗತಿಯ ಪಡೆವರು ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರವನ್ನು ಪಠಿಸಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಈ ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರವನ್ನ ಆದರಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳುತ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶ್ರೀ ಭಾರತೀ ರಮಣ ಮುಖ್ಯಾಂತರ್ಗತ ಶ್ರೀ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ನರಸಿಂಹ ಪರಮ ಮಂಗಳವನ್ನ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ದಾಸರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡೋ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಹರಿಕಥಾಮೃತ ಸಾರ ನುಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ಆಡಿಸಿದ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುರಾಜ ಸೇವಾ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು.
ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮದು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಒಳ್ಳೇದೇನಾದರೂ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಭಾರತೀಯ ರಮಣ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಅಂತರ್ಗತ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣನಿಗೆ ಸೇರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣ.
ಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣ ಮಸ್ತು.